Yep, recording. What is up, everybody? Once again, it is the godfather of VR, the ageless wonder, the man Lincoln Clay, doing a little road trip. I'm going to pick up my son, so I'm trying to kill two birds with one stone. I may or may not have some more content coming today. So just let me back out of this parking lot and we can get on with the video. All right. So I want to take a moment to thank everyone who watched the video. Wishing my Uncle Jeff Mayweather good luck on the KSI Logan Paul fight tonight. And what I did find out is that this is an official fight. Their first fight, I think it might have been a 6-round fight with headgear on, but this is their official fight. For both of them, this is their pro debut. Therefore, they're going to be wearing 10-ounce gloves instead of the 12-ounce gloves they wore in the first fight, and they will not be wearing headgear. So there's a good chance somebody's going to get knocked out because you know, I saw KSI, but, you know, as far as Logan Paul goes, because of his stupid ass brother doing that shit over in Japan, I didn't really care to watch either of them, but I didn't know Logan Paul was a big dude like that. That dude, he's 6'2" and muscular. You know, he does got a little bit of a boxer's body, you know, a heavyweight boxer. So what's also interesting about this fight is that, as you know, my Uncle Jeff Mayweather is training KSI, but overall on the Logan Paul side, he's being trained by Shannon Briggs. And what's funny about that is that my Uncle Jeff Mayweather was training Shannon Briggs for a minute. Oh boy. Okay, I thought I was getting ready to come up on a traffic jam here. Hopefully not. So my Uncle Jeff Mayweather was training Shannon Briggs for a moment. Jeff even moved down to Florida, because Jeff lives in Las Vegas, and he even moved down to Florida to train Shannon Briggs. But when Jeff, according to Jeff, when he got down there, it was just too many people in the camp, you know, and it was too many people down there that thought they were the head trainer. So you got 15 different people, you know, putting their philosophies into the mix. So it was chaotic. So Jeff left. And then, if I remember correctly, Sultan Ibragimov, the guy that I said Jeff trained that beat Evander Holyfield for a championship, I believe he beat Shannon Briggs as well when Jeff was training him. So a lot of history there. So I guess it's again, this is going to be on Dazn, DAZN.com. It's supposed to kick off at about 9 o'clock. I am going to stick it to put it in certain terms. But I'm looking forward to watching it. And I did talk to Jeff today. We talked a little bit about the fight, and Jeff did tell me he believes that if KSI catches Logan Paul clean, that he'll knock him out. And we also talked a little bit, and he agreed with me that, you know, that this could set the tone for a lot of YouTubers and entertainers to try to do this same kind of thing. And he agreed with me, because this fight could possibly gross $150 million. That's what they're talking about. So that's absolutely insane for two YouTubers to draw in that kind of money and that kind of attention. So, wow, I mean, this could be crazy if we see a situation where two YouTubers getting ready to fight can get more pay-per-views and generate more money than two A-list fighters. So yeah, that's crazy. But So enough of that. What I did want to talk about is something that I have been thinking about for a while, that VR has saved me money. And yes, I have spent a lot of money on hardware over the years. You know, I bought a CV1, 2 Rift S's, a Quest, PSVR. So those headsets alone, let me see. I've actually bought 2 PSVR headsets. The first one I paid $500 for that one, and that was the one that I sent to Craig Harris. And then the second one, I bought it for $200 because it was on clearance at Target. So let me break down the math. 1, 2, 3. So the Oculus headsets, 2 Rifts, a Quest, that's $1,200, and a Rift CV1 that I bought for $350. So we're up to $1,550 plus the $700 that I spent on the 2 PSVR headsets. So damn, just on headsets alone, I spent close to $2,000. And then the PCs. You know, I bought my son a gaming PC, I bought it. That was $700. I caught it on sale. It was $100 off. My PC, the Alienware, it normally retailed for $2,000, and then I caught it on sale for $1,800. And then about a week after I got it on sale for $1,800, Best Buy even put it on at an even lower sale price of $1,600. So they did refund me the balance, the $200 balance for the PC being on sale. So I ended up getting that PC for $1,600. So that's a lot. So damn, I spent over $4,500 on hardware, on PCs and on headsets. I spent over $4,500. Holy shit. But you're probably saying, how in the hell did VR save you money? One is through the games. The games are a lot cheaper than the AAA games, flat screen games. I mean, with flat screen games, $60 is the normal asking price. Now, when you run across a game that launches at $40, then people get a little bit apprehensive about it. They're like, this might be some cheap bullshit if it's coming out at $40. And then you got deluxe versions of these games costing anywhere from $70 to $100. So, but with VR games, $20 seems to be the sweet spot. There's some games out there that's worth way more than a $20 asking price, and then there are some games that were not worth the $20 asking price. So I guess in that sense, VR games are no different than the flat screen games, that if you're a little bit on the fence about a game, you might have to you know, look at the reviews. And I'm not talking about from journalists. I'm not talking about people who get paid to play these games and give opinions. I'm talking about, oh, excuse me, like go on Steam and, you know, read the reviews on Steam, because Steam doesn't, you know, do any of that crap where they try to you know, filter out negative reviews. If you got something bad to say, you can go ahead and say it on Steam. So so I would definitely check out the reviews on Steam, even on the Oculus app. You can check out the reviews, and that'll help you make a decision about buying a game. But again, you know, $20 is the normal sweet spot, and then you'll find those hidden gems like Pavlov costing $10, and that and Pavlov is arguably the #1 first-person shooter game, you know, VR first-person shooter on PC VR. And that game was only $10. That game was worth its weight in gold, because the developer allows modders to upload maps, features, and the stuff is just constantly being added to the game. So that game was well worth the $10. You know, as far as VR first person shooter games, after I bought Pavlov for my son, you know, that was it. He really didn't ask for any more first person shooter games. I actually had to ask him if he wanted some games. I actually had to ask him, do you want Contractors? Do you want Onward? So, you know, figuring that he might want to try something a little bit different. And so, and then I think another reason why VR has saved me money from a software standpoint is the majority of these games do not have microtransactions. I would probably say like a game like Pavlov with all the content, maps and stuff like that that modders have added to Pavlov, if that game was over on the Xbox, they would have microtransactioned your ass to death. So that's one of the great things about PC VR. Even VR in general, a lot of the games do not have microtransactions, especially single player games. And other games, there's a lot of free stuff on PC VR. There's a lot of free stuff. Things like, in the beginning, my son did play a lot of Rec Room, which is free. It's crossplay. It's free, and no microtransactions. Ton of mini games. You know, that's another format, another game that, you know, a lot of content has been added to that game. And then you have I probably say right now the biggest game or experience that's probably saved me money was VR chat. My son plays VR chat for hours, and again, ton of microtransactions, ton of customizations you can do with skins and avatars, that kind of thing. And you know, these days where a lot of these AAA publishers, they try so hard to say, look, we don't have any egregious microtransactions, we don't have any pay-to-win microtransactions, but they try to get that money back by charging you crazy-ass prices for cosmetic shit, you know, for skins and avatars and stuff. With VR chat, there's a ton of avatars, and then they let people upload their custom avatars. So my son has gotten a ton of avatars. In fact, he just got hold of a Black Panther avatar for me. So that and it's also got a ton of mini games. It has a version of Beat Saber on it that my son plays all the time. In fact, I think my son likes the VR chat version of Beat Saber better than the actual game. Because with the VR chat version of Beat Saber, 2 people can actually play. Like, you got your red and blue lightsabers. One person can take a blue lightsaber and the other person can take a red lightsaber, and they can chop the blocks at the same time. So so when I go to my Steam friends list and see who's online, and I see that my son's online, he's usually playing, as far as VR goes, he's usually playing VR chat or Pavlov. He also plays Gary's mod too, which I don't really know much about that, but it must have been well worth the money because that game was only $10 and he plays a lot of that. Now, that's the one thing that I found out about my son, that he likes a lot of things that, you know, that are customized, you know, that you can customize. Avatars, skins, all that kind of stuff. If it's got customizable things in it, then my son likes it. So, and these are things that, again, if they were on Microsoft on the Xbox platform, these skins, these avatars, all that kind of shit, they would have microtransactioned me to death, and God knows how much money I would have spent from my son asking me for money so he can get this avatar, get this skin, all that kind of stuff. But in VR, I haven't heard any of that. It's like, I think Gears 5 was probably the last game I bought my son that cost over 20 bucks. So it'll probably take a few years for the savings to, pay for itself because of how much money I spent in hardware. But I think my son, I think he's about 60% VR now, and because of that, he has his games that he likes to play. Everything that he wants, he has, and it's only cost me pennies on the dollar. So I could have easily spent all that money for hardware and still have my son calling me, asking me to get this game. Can I get these microtransactions? That kind of stuff. So definitely VR has saved me some money. And not only that, I said it before, with $20 being the sweet spot for most of these VR games. And so with that being said, for the price of one AAA game, you can get 3 quality VR games. And then between PSVR, Oculus, and Steam, there's also a ton of free games and experiences in VR. So you could actually, especially if you got an Oculus Rift headset, because it works on their app and it works on Steam, there's a ton of games and experiences that you can play and not really have to spend any money. So I seriously think that you know what, even if you have a gaming PC, you could even purchase a PSVR headset and still get away without, barely paying any money, because there is an app out there, I forgot what it was called, but there is an app that will allow you to use the PSVR headset on a gaming PC. So if it came down to it, you really would only have to buy one VR headset and to work across all formats, PSVR, Oculus, and Steam. So yeah, I can't say it enough that I've spent a ton of money on hardware, but I've saved a lot of money on software in VR. So, but coming up though, I might have to part ways with a few dollars, because I still want to get Pistol Whip. That's $25. I'm gonna go ahead and buy it on the Oculus Rift because it's cross-buy. So if I buy it on the Oculus Rift, I'll also get it for free on the Quest. But I'm also debating about buying Beat Saber on the Quest. I already have it on the PSVR and on PC VR, but I'm debating about getting it on the Quest because I want to be able to take those songs with me on the go. So I don't know. So if I do that, that's another 30 bucks that I got to drop. Let me see. Stormland is coming out this week. That's 40 bucks. And Death Stranding is out. Now, I said it before that I really don't have much interest in this game, but I am curious because people saying, there's people saying that this is the best looking game they have ever seen, not just only on the PlayStation, period. And I can't argue with that because I had felt like Detroit Become Human was the best looking game I had ever seen, PC or console. So I don't think I'm going to buy Death Stranding, at least not yet, but what I do think I'm going to do is go ahead and rent the game tonight, because I want to see these graphics for myself, and I'm still curious about the game. it's still not at the top of my list, you know, versus Ghost of Tsushima and The Last of Us. But I'm still curious about the game, so I think I'm going to go ahead and rent the game tonight, and I'm going to play it. And if the game blows me away, then I'll go ahead and buy it. So I'm still going to try to get that pistol whip video in today, because I want to put on the suit so I can do a John Wick style, because I said that before, that Mike of Virtual Reality Oasis as well as Paradise Decay, they also put on suits for their pistol whip streams. But Mike of Virtual Reality Oasis, he did it in mixed reality. So did Gamertag VR. I don't have a green screen, and my place is too small to put up a green screen, the cameras and lights and stuff that I would need. So hopefully that'll happen next year. Hopefully, if I can get into a bigger place. But yeah, I'm still looking to do that, and I don't know, because of how much content I've already put out today. I'm not exactly sure if I'm going to do live from Wakanda on tape delay. I may or may not do it, but we'll see. But I'm pulling up now. I'm about to pick up my son. Thanks everybody for watching, and I will catch everybody later. Deuces.